The Mafia, with its origins dating back to the 19th century in Sicily, has evolved into one of the most formidable and notorious criminal organizations in the world. Embedded within the intricate tapestry of global history lies a shadowy network that has captivated the imagination of storytellers and historians alike, the Mafia. Originating as humble mutual aid societies in the rural villages of Sicily, the Mafia has metamorphosed into a formidable force, wielding power and influence across continents. Its economic prowess, shrouded in secrecy and myth, fuels a complex ecosystem of illicit activities, from extortion and gambling to drug trafficking and money laundering. Yet, under the veneer of wealth and power lies a darker truth, a truth riddled with violence, corruption, and human suffering. In this empire of the Mafia, we begin to know the enigmatic allure of organized crime, exploring its origins, structure, revenue streams, and global impact. In the sun-soaked hills of Sicily, there existed a world hidden from the prying eyes of outsiders, a world where honor clashed with betrayal and loyalty walked hand in hand with deception. It was the nation of the Mafia, a clandestine organization that wielded power and influence like a weapon, shaping the fate of those who dared to cross its path. This begins in a small village nestled amidst the rugged terrain of Sicily. Here, in a humble abode, lived a young boy named Giovanni. Giovanni was no stranger to hardship. He grew up in the shadow of poverty, where every day was a struggle to survive. Yet, despite the odds stacked against him, Giovanni possessed a fire within, a burning desire to rise above his circumstances and carve out a better life for himself and his family. From a young age, Giovanni was enthralled by the tales of the Mafia, the whispered rumors of secret meetings, shadowy deals, and untold riches. To him, the Mafia represented a path to power and prosperity, a way out of the suffocating grasp of poverty. Little did Giovanni know that his fascination with the Mafia would one day lead him down a dark and treacherous path. As Giovanni grew older, he watched with bated breath as the men of the village gathered in hushed tones, their faces obscured by the shadows of the night. He longed to be among them, to be a part of something greater than himself. And so when the opportunity presented itself, Giovanni seized it with both hands, eager to leave behind the life of hardship and embrace the promise of the Mafia. It was on a moonlit night, beneath the watchful gaze of the stars, that Giovanni took his first steps into the world of the Mafia. He was approached by a member of the local family, a man whose eyes glinted with a dangerous intensity. "You have potential, kid," the man said, his voice low and gravelly. "With the right guidance, you could go far in this world." And so Giovanni's journey into the heart of the Mafia began, a journey filled with danger, betrayal, and redemption. As Giovanni rose through the ranks of the Mafia, he soon realized that the allure of power came with a steep price. He witnessed firsthand the inner workings of the organization, the hierarchical structure, the code of silence, the unwavering loyalty to the boss. But beneath the surface of loyalty lay a web of deceit and treachery, where alliances shifted like the sands of the desert and betrayal lurked around every corner. Yet, despite the dangers that surrounded him, Giovanni pressed on, driven by a thirst for power and a desire to prove himself worthy of the Mafia's respect. He immersed himself in the world of organized crime, learning the tricks of the trade from those who had walked the path before him. He participated in extortion schemes, protection rackets, and illegal gambling operations, each step bringing him closer to the heart of darkness. But as Giovanni delved deeper into the world of the Mafia, he began to question the morality of his actions. He saw the toll that organized crime took on the community, the shattered lives, the broken dreams, the innocent souls lost to the merciless grip of violence. And he wondered if the price of power was worth the cost of his humanity. It was during a moment of reflection, amidst the chaos and turmoil of his life, that Giovanni made a fateful decision: to break free from the shackles of the Mafia and forge a new path forward. With the support of his loved ones, he turned his back on the life of crime and set out to atone for his sins, to make amends for the harm he had caused. And so, Giovanni's journey came to an end, a journey of self-discovery, redemption, and hope. Though the scars of his past may never fully heal, he took solace in the knowledge that he had the power to shape his own destiny. to build a future free from the shadows of his past. As Giovanni walked away from the Mafia, his head held high and his heart filled with determination. He knew that the road ahead would be long and difficult, but he also knew that as long as he stayed true to himself and remained steadfast in his convictions, he would emerge victorious in the end. For Giovanni had learned that true power does not come from the barrel of a gun or the stroke of a pen, but from the strength of one's character and the depth of one's humanity. And in the end, that was a legacy worth fighting for. But Giovanni's departure from the Mafia did not go unnoticed. His former associates saw his decision as a betrayal, a stain on the honor of their organization. And so, they set out to hunt him down, to punish him for his perceived transgressions. Giovanni knew that he was a marked man, that there would be no place for him to hide from the wrath of the Mafia. And yet, he refused to cower in fear. He had made his choice, and he would stand by it, no matter the cost. As Giovanni fled into the night, pursued by his former comrades, he found himself grappling with the weight of his decisions. Had he made the right choice in leaving the Mafia behind? Or had he doomed himself to a life of constant fear and uncertainty? But even in the darkest of moments, Giovanni refused to lose hope. He knew that he had the strength and the courage to face whatever challenges lay ahead, to forge a new destiny for himself, free from the constraints of his past. And so, with determination burning in his heart, Giovanni pressed on, his eyes fixed on the horizon, where a new dawn awaited him, one filled with promise, possibility, and the chance to start anew. As Giovanni journeyed across the rugged landscape of Sicily, he encountered many obstacles along the way: betrayal, danger, and heartache. But with each challenge he faced, he emerged stronger and more resolute in his resolve to leave the shadows of his past behind him. And then, one day, as Giovanni stood atop a windswept hill, gazing out at the vast expanse of land before him, he knew that he had finally found what he had been searching for: a place to call home, a place where he could build a future for himself and his loved ones, far away from the reach of the Mafia. As Giovanni settled into his new life, he found solace in the simple pleasures of everyday existence: the warmth of the sun on his face, the laughter of children playing in the streets, the comforting embrace of loved ones. And though he knew that the specter of his past would always linger in the shadows, he refused to let it define him, to hold him back from embracing the fullness of life. And so, as the years passed and Giovanni's hair turned gray with age, he looked back on his journey with a sense of pride and accomplishment. He had overcome the odds, defied the expectations of those who had doubted him, and forged a new destiny for himself, a destiny built not on power and wealth, but on love, compassion, and the unwavering belief in the power of redemption. For Giovanni had learned that true wealth is not measured in material possessions or worldly success, but in the richness of the human spirit, in the bonds of friendship and family, in the kindness of strangers, and in the knowledge that no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a glimmer of light waiting to guide us home. And so, as Giovanni looked out at the world before him, he knew that he had finally found his place in the sun, a place where he could live out the rest of his days in peace and contentment, secure in the knowledge that he had lived a life true to himself, true to his values, and true to the legacy of honor and integrity that he had worked so hard to uphold. For Giovanni had learned that in the end, it is not the power of the Mafia that defines us, but the strength of our character, the depth of our humanity, and the unwavering belief in the possibility of redemption. And in that realization, Giovanni found his truest victory, a victory not over his enemies, but over himself, and the darkness that had once threatened to consume him. And so, as the sun set on the horizon, casting its warm golden glow across the land, Giovanni stood tall and proud, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and the unbreakable bond of hope that connects us all. For in the end, it is not the fear of the darkness that defines us, but the light that we carry within us, shining bright and true for all the world to see. And in that light, Giovanni found his salvation, a salvation born not of violence or greed, but of love, compassion, and the unwavering belief in the inherent goodness of the human soul. And so, as Giovanni walked into the sunset, his heart full and his spirit soaring, he knew that he had finally found his place in the world, a place where he could live out the rest of his days in peace and contentment, secure in the knowledge that he had lived a life true to himself, true to his values, and true to the legacy of honor and integrity that he had worked so hard to uphold. Giovanni had learned that in the end, it is not the power of the Mafia that defines us, but the strength of our character, the depth of our humanity, and the unwavering belief in the possibility of redemption. And in that realization, Giovanni found his truest victory, a victory not over his enemies but over himself, and the darkness that had once threatened to consume him. And so, as the sun set on the horizon, casting its warm golden glow across the land, Giovanni stood tall and proud, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and the unbreakable bond of hope that connects us all. For in the end, it is not the fear of the darkness that defines us, but the light that we carry within us, shining bright and true for all the world to see. In conclusion, Giovanni's journey through the world of the Mafia was fraught with peril and uncertainty, yet it ultimately led him to a place of redemption and self-discovery. By breaking free from the grip of organized crime, he found the true meaning of wealth not in material possessions but in the richness of human connection and the power of redemption. Giovanni's story serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the possibility of overcoming even the darkest of circumstances. As he walks into the sunset, Giovanni carries with him the knowledge that true victory lies not in the conquest of others, but in the triumph of the self. And in that triumph, he finds his salvation, a salvation born of love, compassion, and the unwavering belief in the inherent goodness of the human soul. Please like, share, and subscribe.